Have you ever wondered why some Cancun trips don't go as planned? Imagine arriving in paradise only to have your dream vacation turn into a nightmare because of these simple mistakes. Let's dive into the top 7 things you absolutely have to avoid when traveling to Cancun, Mexico. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Murray and this is my amazing girlfriend.
If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our travel tips and adventures. We traveled Mexico for 6 months and really got to know the culture there and connected with amazing people. We definitely learned a thing or two of what to avoid and how to make your trip as smooth as possible.
Luckily for you, we have made every single mistake out there and now are sharing it with you, so you don't have to make them. So make sure to watch this video until the very end to get all the essential tips and avoid wasting your time, money and energy. So let's dive right in. Starting at number 7, we have overlooking the weather and packing white clothes. If you didn't know, Cancun has a tropical climate with temperatures around 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit and extremely high humidity, especially from May to October. This means your white outfits can quickly get pretty dirty and heavy fabric might let you feel uncomfortable. The white clothes we packed turned yellow pretty quickly, and since the lavanderias are not using hot water, sunscreen and sweat stains couldn't be removed at all. A lavanderia is a place where you can bring your clothes to be washed, or even wash them yourself, depends on the store. Sadly, we had to throw most of our clothes away, and at some point we even stopped wearing our favorite outfits so we don't have to throw them away afterwards. Pro tip: leave your favorite pieces at home and pack lightweight breathable clothes to stay comfortable. This makes sure your favorite outfits are protected and you have some space for that sombrero you always wanted to buy.
We wanted to go shopping to the new Chedraui. It's just 5 minutes walk and then it started raining. And now we have to wait till it's raining less. Shit.
And next up is number 6, travel insurance and health prep. I know this sounds boring, but actually it's really important. We made sure to have an insurance for our time in Mexico, but fortunately we never needed it. It was truly a relief having a travel insurance, because if something's gonna happen, we knew we're gonna be safe and we're gonna be covered. It's super important to check what your policy includes, because in our case, if we would have gone to a private hospital, nothing would have been covered. Thankfully, regular doctors in Cancun are cheap and pretty good, but knowing your coverage can save you a lot of stress and a lot of money.
With that out of the way, we have number 5, flashing big logos and jewelry.
The moment we stepped into the airport bus, you could really feel that people were directly staring onto my necklace. It was a super uncomfortable feeling and I immediately took it off.
Plus, we heard on TikTok that someone in Tulum was murdered over a Rolex. Freaking Rolex! While dressing up and flashing jewelry doesn't guarantee that you get robbed or murdered, it certainly increases the chance of being scammed or having to overpay. Our tip: dress low-key to blend in and reduce unwanted attention. Opt for minimum jewelry or none at all, cause for real, you're gonna be sweating so much that you wanna take it off anyways. And please avoid displaying expensive items like your phone or your Gucci wallet or something in crowded or unfamiliar areas. Plus, keep an eye on your surroundings, then you should be safe.
Next on our list is number 4. Overusing credit cards or not having the right one with you. Credit card fees can add up really quickly and there's always a risk of getting scammed at shady ATMs, so please be careful with that one.
At the beginning, we paid a lot of fees, cause we didn't inform ourselves properly. So do that. When choosing a credit card for travel, look for ones with low or no foreign transaction fees. And maybe consider one that offers travel insurance benefits. But make sure to know the conditions, so you don't miss out on coverage. We love to use the one from Revolut, not sponsored. But our tip would be to bring some cash and change it at a local trustworthy bank. Some of the ones we used in Cancun were Banco Azteca, Banamex and Santander. But there are many more.
Coming in at number 3. Not buying an eSIM or a local SIM. You know how it is these days. It's not only important to have always internet access to be on TikTok, you really need internet access for navigation, communication, and even for real-time information so you won't get scammed.
We even had troubles finding the next supermarket to buy a SIM. As you can see, all of this just adds unnecessary stress to your trip. Our advice? Get an eSIM even before you board the plane. This is the easiest way to make sure that you have internet access at all times. You could also buy an airport SIM. They're usually more expensive, but if you have no other choice, it's better than having no internet at all, or having to use your home SIM, which is extremely costly.
Next up on our list is number 2. This is a really big one. It's about ignoring Visa and Esta requirements. This one can really ruin your trip before it even begins. Trust me, we've been there. Entry rules are super important, and if you don't follow them, you will be turned away. We learned this the hard way. We couldn't take the initial flight from Vienna to Paris to Miami to Cancun because we didn't have an Esta for a layover in America. They didn't let us board the flight, we didn't get any money back, and the whole trip was delayed by 3 days. You can imagine, it was a super stressful and costly experience that we definitely wanted to avoid.
Keep in mind to understand the ESTA and other visas that are required before you start traveling. Use reliable sources like the government website, or you can even ask ChatGPT, but make sure to double check the information to avoid errors and scams. Mexico is way more chill than America. As a tourist from Europe or for business, you can stay 180 days without needing a visa.
Yeah! We in!
And last but definitely not least is number 1. It's about ignoring local transportation options. Not informing yourself about the transportation options is going to cost you a lot of stress and money. On the other hand, if you know how to get around, you will definitely have a more enjoyable time.
It took us the whole trip to understand the options and rules of the local transportation system. There are ADO buses, Uber, Colectivo, taxis, and each one with their own set of rules and prices. Without understanding these options, you can have problems getting around or overpaying. That's why we made a complete video about the transportation system in Mexico, Cancun and surroundings to get you safe from A to B. Don't let the complicated transportation system ruin your trip. Once you get your head around, you can explore and enjoy a smooth experience. Check out the video in the description down below after you've finished watching this one.
Now let's talk about our first bonus tip. Change a little cash at the airport. Initially, we didn't want to do this either, but you will be thanking us once you sit in your first taxi, because they only take cash.
Our second bonus tip is Spanish basics. Even a handful of Spanish phrases can make a huge difference in your interactions with locals. Because when you speak Spanish, or at least trying to, people respect you more. It shows that you're respecting their culture and are making an effort to communicate with them. Using a simple greeting or polite phrase helped us getting better services and even a discount in some places. Some Mexicans who can't speak English very well sometimes seem unfriendly, but actually they're just unsure and embarrassed. Here are some simple phrases to begin with. Hola, por favor, gracias. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Hablas inglés? No entiendo. ¿Perdón? ¿Cuánto cuesta la cuenta, por favor? ¡Ayuda! This was Spanish Lessons with Res. So there you have it. These are the major mistakes that can absolutely ruin your Cancun trip. Plus, 2 bonus tips to make it extra fun. If you found this somehow helpful, make sure to leave a like and share this with your travel friends. Do you have any Cancun stories of your own or questions? Leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss a Moray moment.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Safe travel, bye!
Okay. Peace.
Where are we?
In Merida.
Look around!
In the rush hour.
We just went shopping to Walmart and we took an Uber for €2.50 right there to Walmart, and now we're ready to get picked up again, but the Uber can't get to us because it's so many cars around here. It's crazy when you compare it to yesterday. Yesterday we were like in a pueblo, in a small town.
We didn't expect this one to be as big.
Yeah, but it's a huge city. Almost 1 million people live here. We're gonna wait for our Uber. Bye bye.